The moment was electric. One of those TV moments that makes the world freeze in disbelief. You know the kind. Jaws drop, coffee spills mid-sip, and Twitter or X, as Elon keeps insisting we call it, practically catches fire in seconds. That's exactly what happened when Denzel Washington, yes, that Denzel, Oscar winner, Hollywood legend, man whose voice could narrate your grocery list and make it sound profound, looked into the camera and detonated a bombshell so wild, so scandalous that even the producers scrambled to cut to commercial. But it was too late. The words were already out there, hanging in the air like a grenade with the pin pulled. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. Denzel didn't stutter, didn't smirk, didn't flinch. Calm, collected, almost surgical with his delivery, he declared, Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner's marriage? A sham. A facade. A performance carefully choreographed to hide what he called the darkest, most uncomfortable secret in America's elite circles. An alleged affair between Donald Trump and his own daughter. The room went silent. You could practically hear America exhale in shock. And then, as if scripted for maximum drama, cameras cut backstage where Trump himself was seen raging, shouting at producers, demanding the feed be cut. Ironically, that only poured gasoline on the fire. Viewers who may have dismissed Denzel's claim as Hollywood gossip suddenly had visual proof. Trump was rattled, and rattled badly. What happens when a moment like this goes live to millions? Chaos. Absolute chaos. Within minutes, social media sleuths launched into overdrive. Threads popped up comparing Ivanka and Jared's stiff body language, breaking down wedding photos frame by frame, and resurfacing clips of Trump making eyebrow-raising comments about his daughter. Those infamous lines where he joked she was so beautiful he'd date her, if she weren't my daughter. Creepy before, but now, they took on a whole new, sinister light. And it wasn't just the internet detectives. News anchors cut in mid-program, breathlessly replaying the clip of Denzel, slow-motion replays of Trump's meltdown, asking on loop, was Ivanka's marriage real, or was it a Hollywood-style cover-up? Then came the Hollywood whispers. Other stars, journalists, even Wall Street players chimed in. We'd heard rumors for years, one unnamed insider teased, without giving details. Suddenly, the rumor mill wasn't just a distant hum. It was a deafening roar. Everyone wanted to know, had Denzel dropped a carefully hidden truth, or was this the most daring piece of live TV theater ever staged? Think about it. How many times have we watched polished public figures maintain their perfect facades, only for cracks to appear later? Politicians caught in scandals, billionaires exposed for shady dealings, celebrities whose perfect marriages implode. Haven't we all learned that behind the glossy magazine covers and staged photo ops, there's always more than meets the eye? And yet, this was different. This was Ivanka Trump, the polished princess of the Trump dynasty, and her marriage to Jared, long marketed as a fairy tale power couple. If Denzel was right, it wasn't love at all. It was strategy, an elaborate human shield designed to protect something far more damning. And the timing couldn't have been more explosive. America is in an era where trust in leaders and institutions is already razor-thin. Toss in a scandal like this, and you have the perfect storm. Politics, Hollywood, money, family betrayal, and the taboo of all taboos. No wonder Trump allegedly went bananas backstage, screaming at producers, threatening lawsuits, trying desperately to claw back control of the narrative. But the harder he fought, the worse it looked. Because if there's one thing the public has learned, it's that the louder someone protests, the more likely they're hiding something. Isn't it ironic? The attempt to silence only made the whispers louder. Now, here's the real kicker. Denzel didn't look like a man caught in the heat of the moment. He looked like a man who had been waiting, maybe for years, for the perfect stage to drop his truth. He leaned back in his chair after delivering the line, calm as a chess master who just executed checkmate. Almost as if he knew the empire would crumble on its own once the right domino was tipped. Which makes you wonder, what else does he know? And why now? Was this personal, political, or was it about something bigger, about exposing how the elite keep their secrets hidden in plain sight? As the hours passed, the world didn't calm down. It got messier. Journalists dug deeper. Old photos resurfaced of Ivanka and Trump looking unusually close. Clips from Howard Stern interviews where Trump made cringeworthy remarks about his daughter began trending again. Body language experts flooded morning shows, analyzing Ivanka's posture next to Jared versus Trump. And perhaps most damning of all, anonymous Hollywood insiders hinted they'd heard similar stories whispered at private dinners years ago. Could it all be coincidence? Or had everyone been ignoring the obvious? The internet, of course, exploded with memes, theories, and endless speculation. Some laughed it off as Hollywood drama. Others were deadly serious, demanding investigations, DNA tests, or, at minimum, public explanations from Ivanka and Jared. Meanwhile, Trump loyalists scrambled to spin the narrative, attacking Denzel, calling him washed up or politically motivated. But was that enough? Could anyone really dismiss a man of his stature dropping such a bomb with such confidence? And let's be honest, haven't we all seen enough staged relationships in Hollywood and politics to know it's not impossible? How many celebrity couples have fallen in love just before a big movie release, only to break up once the box office numbers roll in? How many politicians' marriages have survived scandals by presenting a united front, when everyone knows the truth is different behind closed doors? If fame is a stage, then relationships have long been part of the script. But this was a scandal written for Shakespeare. A tragedy of family, power, and betrayal, all unfolding on live TV. So here we are, left with the questions Denzel forced into the open. Was Ivanka's marriage a genuine love story, or the most elaborate cover-up in modern political history? Did Trump's backstage meltdown reveal more than he wanted us to see? And most importantly, what happens now, when the world has seen the cracks in the empire live, unedited and replayed on loop? Because here's the thing. Scandals like this don't just disappear. They snowball. They feed off curiosity, outrage, and suspicion. Every unanswered question breeds 10 more. Every denial looks like confirmation. And in today's world, where information spreads faster than wildfires, the genie doesn't go back in the bottle. Maybe Denzel knew that. Maybe that's why he chose that exact moment, that exact platform to strike. Maybe this wasn't just a bombshell, it was the opening act of something bigger. And maybe, just maybe, we're only scratching the surface of a scandal that could rewrite how we view not just Ivanka, Jared, or Trump, but the entire game of power itself. So I'll ask you, do you think Denzel was telling the truth? Or did he just play the biggest mind game in TV history? And if it is true, what does that say about the world we live in, where even the most sacred of relationships might be nothing more than smoke and mirrors? One thing's for sure, the story isn't over. It's just beginning. And whether you believe it or not, you won't be able to look at Ivanka, Jared, or Trump the same way again. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think this was truth or performance? A whistleblower moment or Hollywood-level trolling? Drop your thoughts, theories, and hot takes. Because this is one story too wild to ignore, and your voice might just be the piece that makes sense of the chaos.